Hi guys, this is Sheena and welcome to the first class of Flex Point. This class is going to be a mix of dance, a little bit of Pilates, a little bit of barre, maybe even a little yoga. I am also doing another class called Savage Flow, which will have some more yoga mixed into it. But this class is really meant to just be fun, full body, nice quick workout. Today's workout's only going to be about 15 minutes, but we're going to get through all muscle groups. I'm hoping that you feel like you got a great workout in by the end of it. And let's go ahead and get started. So I'm going to have you take about a hip distance stance. Maybe take a little step back if you need some more room. Forward fold, nice flat back. You want to feel that stretch in your hamstrings. And then walk the hands out into a high plank. From that position, press back into down dog and rock forward into high plank. So we're just moving forward and backward, nice and gentle. You can also do this from the knees if you need a little less. So there you would still keep those hips forward and then press back, forward and back. Also warming up the shoulders here, the arms, that whole body, a lot of that posterior chain backside of the body. And then front as we move forward. Good. After we do a few of those, you can go ahead and bring it down to the knees and we're gonna go into push-ups. So from this position, you want to make sure if you're kneeling that you still have those hips forward, bringing it down and up. I always recommend having a nice narrow hand placement with the hands because you get a little more help from the triceps. It's going to be gentler on the shoulders. So we're going down and up through that range of motion. Again, warming up the chest, front side of the body here. You're more than welcome to do this on the toes as well. Sometimes these are easier to do after you're a little more warmed up on the toes. All right, go ahead and rock forward and back. Now we're gonna go from down dog to the push-up. Again, kneeling or on the toes. For 4, 3, 2, and 1 more. Beautiful. All right, let's go and bring it back up. Walking the hands to the feet, roll it up 1 vertebra at a time. Roll those shoulders down and back. All right, let's warm up the ankles and legs a little bit more. Go ahead and take a wider stance, knees and toes out, plie position, arms out in front. You're gonna go to that second position, plie, and lift. So with this, our knees tend to wanna come in, especially if you have tight adductors here, tight hips. So make sure you really focus on pressing those knees out as you open. Shoulders down away from the ears, nice and tall through the spine. Good. For 4, 3, 2, and 1. All right, we're gonna reach side to side here, kind of flesh it out, stretch it out. Get a little upper body movement back in there as well. One of the lateral ends. Good. And we're gonna go into our second set of those plies. This time we're gonna lift the heels up. So gently lift the heels up. All that really needs to happen is that you should be able to slide a piece of paper under the heels. You don't have to be in hooker heels. Little baby heels. All right, let's go and bring it down and up. Second set. So this is meant to be a shorter workout. You're more than welcome to do longer sets of these. You can always pause the video. But you don't really need it. If you're doing this every day or doing some of these videos, maybe one in the morning, one in the evening, that should be just enough. We'll do 8 to 16 reps depending on what exercise we're doing, and then we'll repeat it in different variations. In 3, 2, and 1. Place those heels down. Good. If you have trouble lifting those heels up, you can always keep the heels down for all the sets. All right, let's go side to side again. Shake it out. Let's do a little hip circle as well. Alternating directions here. Around and around. You might feel some cracklings happening. All right, and then our third and final set here. We're going to come down into the plie. As we come down, we lift the heels up. Heels up, back to center, heels down. Heels up, heels down. Just like that. So with this one, your body's gonna wanna tip forward a little bit. Try your best to keep that chest up. And again, press those knees out. The nice thing about this, especially if you're sitting all day, is we don't usually go like this with the legs. So this should feel tight, but it's a really good stretch to do. Nice range of motion to get that wider stance. Maybe you do sit like this. Maybe you're sitting on a Swiss ball all day, which is very good for you. All right, let's go 4. And if you don't know what a Swiss ball is, it's one of those big inflatable balls that we buy from Target or Ross, and then our kids throw it at each other instead of us using it. 3, good, 2, and 1. All right, and shake it out side to side. Excellent. All right, so you should feel like those ankles and legs are a little bit more warmed up. We're gonna get a little bit more into the glutes and hamstrings with a single leg deadlift into kind of an arabesque here. So balancing on one leg, we're gonna come down into that forward fold. Actually, I wanna say forward fold. I wanna say hip hinge. So you're gonna come down into a hip hinge, tap the floor, and then as we bring it up, we're gonna lift the leg through. As you come down, let's reverse that leg and lift up. So you kind of go through arabesque as you come down and up. Now I am doing this on a mat that is on carpet, so it makes balance even harder. If you have a flat surface at home that you can do this on, I would recommend doing that first, so you get stronger balance, stronger stability from the ground up, and then you can always take it to the carpet to make it a little bit harder. When you are on carpet or more unstable floor, you really want to work on pressing through all sides of the foot, all edges, all arches, to keep that foot balanced, body balanced. Good. I'm gonna reach back and reach up. Let's go for 4, 3, 2, and last one. Beautiful. Let's hold out in front for this, and we're just gonna pulse. If your arms are tired or you need a little break or you're worried about your shoulders shrugging, bring your hands down to your hips, pulse that front leg. This should be a nice controlled pulse, so what you don't wanna do is feel like everything is bouncing. So nice and controlled, the rest of the body is stable. String pulling you to the ceiling. Good. For 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Set that leg down. Shake out both legs. This is a really fancy way to shake it out. All right, let's switch sides. So again, I'm gonna find a new spot on my yoga mat that's a little more stable. There we go, okay. So we're gonna reach down, hip hinge, tap the floor if you can, and then lift up in front. So you can alternate which arm comes up. Really, as you move, I just want you to feel the flow through the body. Everyone is gonna look a little different, and that is okay. So if you do not have any dance experience, that is totally fine. You don't need it for this. Obviously, this is more of a flowy motion, but it's really about balance. And whether you dance or not, we can all use balance in our lives. Core turns on when we try to stabilize. Core turns on when we want to stabilize. Balance involves strength and stability. All right. Reaching through. So when we do that hip hinge and I have you reaching your arm forward, the tendency is to want to reach with the arm first before we start to hinge with the hips. So I always think of trying to move that upper body and lower body at the same time. Let's go for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Excellent. Bring it up to the top. Find your balance. I'm cheating, I have a wall. And pulse that leg. Again, you can have your arms up too, lengthen through the spine. Anytime we're here and I say lengthen through the spine, watch that we're not overarching the back. I have a pretty severe arch in my back anyway, so I really focus on tucking that tailbone just a tiny bit. Doesn't have to be a lot. But pulse, pulse, pulse. This leg might seem heavier than the other one if it's your less dominant leg. In 4, 3, 2, and set it down, shake it out. Excellent. We're gonna have hands on either chair or wall, and we're going to externally rotate the hip. So from here, I face forward. If I bring this leg back, I'm gonna turn my top of my foot out towards the side, heel to the other side. I'm gonna face the wall now. I'm gonna lift that leg, externally rotate the hip. So you should feel like this is getting a little bit more into the middle of the glutes. And if you have a wall, you can really use that wall to stabilize. Try not to lean into it too much, but use it to maybe bring those shoulders down. Press into it. For 8, 7, 6, we're pulsing, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1, set it down. Switching sides. So sometimes it's nice to start on the floor so you can externally rotate that hip. I have my toe down on the floor, but I can feel that rotation. Then I know I'm in the right spot and lift. This is the time in which you might turn your fan on if you're in a tiny room that is hot, like me. Good work. All right. Keep pulsing, keep pulsing. The other thing to keep in mind, keep a tiny bend in that standing leg so you're not locking out at the joints there. Good work. Let's go for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Beautiful. You're gonna come down to the floor. We're gonna start with just kind of a seated position. Call this calendar girl. We're going to come down to the floor, press up. Down to the floor, press up. Now I'm creating kind of at the bottom here, a little bit of a triangle from my wrist, elbow to knee, and then pressing up. You should feel like this is just kind of a natural way to get up. Lifting from here. Once you feel comfortable with that, you're gonna add that lift, extend the hips up and over, and then come back down and down. So up, up, down, down, up, up, down, down. Once you got that, you can make it flow. Extra credit here, you can add a little leg lift, a little kick at the end. Out of the pocket, lift, and back down. Out of the pocket, lift, and back down. Get in the frame here so you can see me. Out of the pocket, lift, and back down. For 4, 3, I'm pointing my toe too as I lift. Again, if you're not a dancer and point and flex when I say that sounds weird to you, we'll go over that in just a second. In 3, 2, and 1. All right, so quick little demo here. Let's let that arm rest before we switch to the other side. If I'm telling you, or if I'm asking you to point the toes, I'm meaning engage the front of the legs, mainly the tibialis anterior here, that little bone that looks like a T on the shin. We're gonna point the toes and think of kind of curling the toes in front, really engaging all of those muscles in the front side of the leg. If I ask you to flex, we're going toes back towards the tibia, and you should feel the back of the legs engage. So flex, back of the legs engage, calves, point, front of the legs engage, tibia, shin, all of the front muscles. So we're going to do that triangle again. Triangle shape. I have my wrist, my elbow, my knee. It's not going to be an exact even triangle, but we're just pressing up. The thing I like about this, it's a great way to work with triceps with body weight instead of using dumbbells and things. Sometimes with dumbbells we tend to swing them, which I'm going to do dumbbell stuff for triceps, but this is just a great way to kind of feel that back of the arm engage as you lift and press. You get a little bicep action in here as well. All right, so once we got that down, we're going to add the lift, lift, down, and down. Up, up, down, and back. It's a little bit like forward, up, down, and back into that pocket. Once you got that, you can just make it flow. Reach, and then remember that extra credit, add that toe point, lift and kick up, and back down. Lift and kick up. I was about to say you're a beautiful mermaid. Maybe you're a mermaid turning into a human because your fins are coming apart. But again, that second side, whenever I do it, just always hurts, not hurts, but I always feel that second side sooner. If it's hurting, stop. We don't want to do any pain here. You could modify this again by not bringing that whole body up, staying with that first base motion. You could even press through both hands as another good modification. Let's do 2 more. Last one. Beautiful. And then bring it into all fours here. A nice little cat-cow. Inhale, open. Exhale, round the back. Inhale, lift the chin, arch. Exhale, round the back. Just do a few more of those at your own pace. Moving through the spine. Beautiful. All right, last but not least, for the purpose of this exercise, I want you to just focus on lifting the shoulder blades, just engaging mainly that lower abdominal section. Inhale down. Exhale. Inhale, expand. Exhale. And breathe through your nose, mouth, whatever comes naturally to you. Try not to hold your breath. Sometimes as I'm talking, I do the reverse breath that I'm telling you to do. But really, the most important thing is that we're not holding that breath. All right, we're gonna do some pulses. As we pulse, I want you to inhale for 2, exhale for 2. That's gonna hopefully keep you from passing out. That's the goal. All right, I like to place my hands on my abs right here. Inhale 2, exhale 2 little pulses. One more. And lower down, stretch all the way out. Beautiful work. All right, let's go ahead and stretch it out real quick. Bring those legs up, circle out those ankles. This is another good one to do at the beginning or before you even start any workout, just to kind of mobilize through those ankles. Get all the cracklies out, and then we're gonna flex and point. Flex and point. Beautiful. Keep the head rested for now, just relax that upper body. We're gonna reach back, grab that right leg, let the left leg drop. So if you have a strap, this is a really good way to stretch using a strap. You can just put it around the bottom of the foot. Otherwise, grab behind the thigh or the calf. You can continue to move that foot around, stretching out the back of the legs. And then we're gonna cross that ankle over the opposite thigh, figure 4 stretch here. If it's too much to do it with that leg lifted, go ahead and bring the foot down and focus on externally rotating that top hip. Sometimes that's all you need. That's enough. Don't always have to go to step 2 or 3. Just relax and breathe. Maybe you can gently press on that leg, but don't force the knee out too much. Alright, so we went back, we went out, now we're gonna go across. Take that leg across the body. You might even bend the knee and do a bigger twist here. Either way, you wanna try to keep your opposite shoulder down on the ground. And if any of these feel really good after you're done doing the video, you might be like, I wanna do that one a little bit longer. Go ahead and do it. Maybe you want to do more squat pulses. Go ahead and switch legs. I'm going to start with that hamstring stretch. So just as important as stretching the back of this leg is opening up that hip on that bottom side. still with those toes. And then take it into that figure four. This is going to stretch out the glutes. One thing I like to cue here is flex both feet. And then this should be kind of flat parallel in front here in this front leg. This leg should be parallel to the ground or to the ceiling. Kind of hard to tell there, but you don't want it up here, down here. Right there is going to give you the most pressure so you can feel it in the glutes. Sometimes it feels good to actually move through this range of motion here. Kind of massage there, but for now, hold. And then last but not least, take that leg across. I'm gonna bend this knee just because I have a little less room with the wall. And then my shoulder is lifting a little, not the end of the world, but you really want to focus on maintaining that contact shoulder to floor. Maybe with each breath, kind of relax into it a little bit more. Let that shoulder calm down. Bring it back to center. We're gonna bring bottoms of the feet together just for one last inner thigh stretch. And then we're gonna finish with some fun because now you gotta go do the rest of the stuff you gotta do today, unless you're going to bed, in which case, stay down. We're gonna rock and roll. So this is where we're gonna take that ab movement to the extreme. We're gonna use the whole body. Rock and roll might take you a couple times until you can get the booty off the ground, come up to standing, and shake it out. Thank you guys for joining me today. Again, I would love your feedback. This is just kind of a trial run as I get going here. I hope to see you again soon for another video. I'll do the Savage Flow and the Flex Point, about 15-minute videos each time, maybe longer as I get going. And yeah, have a wonderful day. Take care of yourselves and each other. See you later.